Hi friends, it's Queen Alita. I have a prophetic message to share with you guys today. It is based on a dream I had on October 6th, 2022, some weeks ago, about a month ago. So welcome back to the channel, and if you are new, welcome. Just a quick disclaimer, especially if you're new, not every prophetic word is meant for everybody, okay? So if you're listening to this message and you feel like it resonates in your spirit and you believe the Lord is speaking to you, He could be, but I really encourage you to just take it to Him, ask Him for confirmation. He will without a doubt confirm if it is for you or not for you. And I know that for some of you that this word actually is a word of confirmation, which is awesome. If you have any questions or, there's more that you want to understand, take that to the Father. He will be more than happy to answer those questions and to shed light on the matter. So I've got my notebook right here in case you're wondering why I'm looking down. Like I said, I had this dream October 6th. So in the dream, I was entering an elevator. It was like this building, and I was with somebody, not quite sure who that person was, but we got into the elevator and it was large. It was like a large room, like really, really big. And inside the elevator were a lot of different things. It was like nothing I'd ever seen before, but it was like, yeah, I think that's the best way to describe it. It just did not look like the inside of an elevator. I can't describe to you what those items were, but it was set up. It was strategically set up the way that it was, just different, unusual, and really large. And we knew that it would cost us to use this elevator. So when we pressed the button to go up, there was a big sign that flashed that said, "Please do not pay." And we knew that we didn't have to pay, and the elevator went up. And then I also just remember that my dad was in this dream, but I can't even pinpoint exactly like if he was in the elevator with us. All I knew is that he was there, his presence was there, and that was the dream. So just even touching on that point with my dad being in the dream, my dad represents the Lord in this dream. Usually when my dad is in a dream and he's there, but I'm not quite sure, he's kind of like hovering around or like, in the background, I know that he represents God, but that's not the only scenario in which he represents God. If he's helping me, or he's just not his normal character and he's displaying the character of the Lord, then I know that God is showing me himself in the dream. So I'm just going to read from my notes here. So this elevator, right, it was really large. It was unusual because of everything that was inside it. It was just strategically set up the way that it was. It was very different. And the Lord is saying to you today that he is elevating you. This is about elevation, and it is about faith. And the reason I say that it's about faith is that what the Lord dropped in my spirit is that he needs your yes, no matter how things look. This is the crux of the message. He needs your agreement no matter how things looked. So entering this elevator, it was a large elevator, never seen anything like it. So whatever the circumstances are at the moment, things look like you've never experienced them before. They look in a way that you never expected. So it's all just different. It's all new. You can't quite pinpoint what it is. But God is asking you for your faith. He's asking you to trust him, to walk into this knowing that he is going to elevate you. And that even though the way the circumstances are, it seems as though there will be a cost of some kind. It's almost as if you kind of understand the scenario, even though it looks completely different. But an elevator is an elevator. It's just that this elevator looked really different, but it was still an elevator. So you understand the scenario, but you don't quite understand everything that's happening or everything that characterizes it. But you know that usually in a situation like this, I'm going to have to pay. There is some kind of a cost for, going up. That was the sense that I had in the dream with this elevator. And the moment I put my faith in action. The moment we put our faith in action, whoever that was in the dream with me, that's when the big sign came up saying, please do not pay, and the elevator went up. The Lord is saying to you today, you need to put your faith in action. It's one thing to say, I trust God, I believe God, I'm committed to God, I'm obedient to God. The only way that people will know that is if you actually do the things, is if you actually take that step of faith and say, well, God is telling me to go this way or to do this because this is what will bring elevation, promotion. He needs you to take that step of faith no matter how it looks, even though it looks like this thing will cost you. And when I say cost you, I'm not talking about monetary value. It could be that as well. But really, it may feel like you've had to pay a high price. It may feel like you are paying a high price already, but God is saying this is not going to cost you a thing. And He set things up in such a way that it's different, it's unusual, but He's strategically done that. And as you step out in faith, as you press that button, the action of pressing that button was a yes. It was an agreement. It was saying, yes, God, if you asking me to do this, I will do it. And it's then that God is going to surprise you and say, look, this is not going to cost you what you thought it was going to cost you. This is me blessing you. His grace is going to be apparent in your life when you agree and move forward in faith instead of waiting for it's not even about waiting for a sign. What I'm getting is that whoever this word is for is that you are already walking in obedience. You understand that no matter what, I'm still going to do what God called me to do. Even if it means this thing will cost me this, that, or the other. Even if it means I lose out on relationships. Even if it means I lose this person, that thing. I'm still going to say yes. I'm still going to push the button because with this comes elevation. And it makes me think of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the book of Daniel. I think it's in chapter 3. Where they basically say, let's actually find the scripture. Let's find it. Daniel 3. Hang on, let's see. Daniel 3. Okay, 17. This is them speaking to the king. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God whom we serve is able to save us. He will rescue us from your power, your majesty. But even if he doesn't, this is my favorite part. Even if he doesn't, we want to make it clear to you, your majesty, that we will never serve your gods or worship the gold statue you have set up. So Nebuchadnezzar had set up a gold statue and he wanted all his subjects to worship it. And obviously Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were like, no, we only worship God. And because of that, they were thrown into the fiery furnace. But they said to the king that we are in agreement with the Lord. So they pushed their button of faith and said, we're in agreement with God. We will go into that furnace, whether he saves us or not. So what the Lord was showing me is that your walk has been such that, no matter what the cost is, I will still say yes. I will still press the button knowing that there is a cost. I'm still going to agree with you, Lord. I'm still going to obey, even though there is a cost. Whether you take that cost away or not, I'm still going to commit and serve and obey. And that was a beautiful analogy, well, not analogy, I think story in the Bible that came to mind. But the scripture, I just want to say that God will reward you for your faithfulness. Okay, this is what the dream was showing, that once that button was pressed, there was please do not pay, and then the elevator went up. So elevation is coming. And I have been seeing triple threes a lot of triple threes lately. And the number 3 is I think it's completion or fullness, divine fullness, fullness of time, and it's related to elevation and exaltation, right? So that's your portion. That's what the Lord has for you. If this word is for you, of course. So James 2 verse 14 to 26, that is the passage of scripture. I'm going to read the whole passage of scripture, so please bear with me. This passage will bless you. So I'm going to read from verse 14. What good is it, dear brothers and sisters, if you say you have faith but don't show it by your actions? Can that kind of faith save anyone? Suppose you see a brother or sister who has no food or clothing and you say, goodbye and have a good day, stay warm and eat well. But then you don't give that person any food or clothing. What good does that do? So you see, faith by itself isn't enough. Unless it produces good deeds, it is dead and useless. Now, someone may argue, some people have faith, others have good deeds. But I say, how can you show me your faith if you don't have good deeds? You can preach and tell us all day long that you have faith. Where's the evidence? This is what James, I think James wrote this. This is what he was saying. Like, you can tell me you have faith, but where is the evidence of this faith? What actions have you done? What deeds have you done to show me that you are a man or woman of faith? I will show you my faith by my good deeds. You say you have faith, for you believe that there is one God. Good for you. Even the demons believe this, and they tremble in terror. How foolish. Can't you see that faith without good deeds is useless? He's saying that's nice that you have faith. The demons have faith. They believe in God. They believe in Jesus. It's the deeds that complete that faith. You know, it becomes a complete picture of faith when you do according to your faith. So don't you remember that our ancestor Abraham was shown to be right with God by his actions when he offered his son Isaac on the altar? You see, his faith and his actions worked together. His actions made his faith complete. This is what I was trying to say a few moments ago. Action makes your faith complete. It completes your faith. And so it happened just as the scripture says. Abraham believed God, and God counted him as righteous because of his faith. He was even called the friend of God. I want to be called a friend of God too. So, you see, we are shown to be right with God by what we do, not by faith alone. It's by what we do. We are shown to be right with God by what we do, not by faith alone. Rahab the prostitute is another example. She was shown to be right with God by her actions when she hid those messengers and sent them safely away by a different road. Just as the body is dead without breath, so also faith is dead without good works. It's like, that is just the perfect imagery. The body is dead without breath. Your actions are the breath to your faith. The actions bring life to your faith. The actions complete your faith. That is the word of the Lord today. There is an action that you need to do to say to God that I agree with you, that no matter what it looks like, no matter how intense it all seems, if you're saying, Lord, that this is where you want me to be, how you want me to go, what you want me to do, I will do it. Despite the cost, despite the repercussions. And God will surprise you. Those repercussions, those costs that you're expecting, gone. They'll disappear into thin air. So friends, I pray that the word has blessed whoever it is meant for. I will see you in the next video. Always remember that God is a good Father. He loves you so much because you, my friend, are so deeply special to Him. Majesty, full of